Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. So, before I begin, I just wanted to ask if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, share this out with anyone you know. I'm 13 subscribers away from hitting my first 100 subscribers. If you can help me get there, I would greatly appreciate it. Eventually, when I break that 100 number, I do plan on doing some live streams, and hopefully, I could get some of the other content creators to come on with me and uh, and have some great discussions and talk to all of you. All right, and that's something that I want to get to eventually. All right, so let's get into it. Um, just because Yamamoto hasn't made a decision yet, and we're all just hopefully patiently waiting for him to make his decision, doesn't mean that moves aren't happening. Moves are always happening. The hot stove is always running. Okay, so let's get into it. So just took some notes down here. So the New York Mets have acquired right-hander Adrian Hauser and outfielder Tyrone Taylor from the Milwaukee Brewers for right-hander minor leaguer Coleman Crow. All right, that was reported by Ken Rosenthal, and the Coleman Crow move was reported by Robert Murray of Fansided. All right, and then the Brewers made another move, so they signed outfielder catcher Eric Hassey. I hope I said his last name correct. If I didn't, I do apologize. They signed him to a 1-year contract, and just a couple of moves that went down yesterday. Also, there was a signing that happened with the Arizona Diamondbacks and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. over the weekend. I had made a short on that on Sunday, and the deal is not official yet. Apparently, they're trying to clear a roster spot. So once they clear that roster spot, they'll, then it'll become official as far as the deal with Gurriel Jr. and the Diamondbacks. So once that gets out, I'll get that out to you one way or another. All right, and then recently, Corbin Burnes was, asked about a potential extension, if he would sign an extension, and he did downplay it. So I was trying to pull up the quote, but I'm having a little bit of a problem here. But basically, what he said was he's not really interested in signing for an extension, whether that would be with the Brewers or if he was to get traded, because his name has been mentioned several times in amongst some teams potentially trading for him, and he's not interested in signing an extension. He wants to test the free agency market, which you can't blame him. He knows his value, and he would bring value to any team that is in need of a pitcher. So he would come at a high price. I know during free agency he'll try and get the most money he can, which again, it's his right. What team would pay big money for him? I don't know, but I'm sure he would fit a team's needs. So he might play the final year of his contract with the Milwaukee Brewers, or he might just the Brewers may try and trade him and try to get a nice little package back. And his pack, if you send a package to the Brewers for him, he's going to come at a pretty costly price, and rightfully so. He's got a great skill set. Great pitcher with, again, great asset to any starting rotation. But we'll see what happens. And if he gets traded, he's under 1 year of control. So, you're going to have to give up some pieces to get him. And you got to figure if it's even worth getting him. So, but if Brewers are kind of in a complicated situation as well, because if they trade him, that kind of puts a hole in their starting rotation, and they do have a problem there. So they need Brewers have some decisions to make as far as that goes. All right, and last but not least, I mentioned Yamamoto, right? He's been the talk. All right. So we are exactly 2 weeks away from from Yamamoto's deadline. He has to make a decision by January 4th as far as what team he's going to sign with. So exactly 2 weeks from today. So we have 14 days before for him to make a decision. So a decision is going to be made. I mean, there's no doubt about it. When is it going to be made? We don't know. But if I was to guess, I was off my guess from my previous videos. I thought he would have signed yesterday, but he didn't. So we're still waiting it out. But based on a couple of the reports that came out with the Dodgers offering anywhere from 250 to 300 million, that was a report that came out. And then last night, there was a report that came out saying that the Phillies made an offer. For how much, I don't know, but the Phillies made an offer. So it'll be interesting to see what that number is. The Mets and the Yankees haven't made an offer. At least there hasn't been anything reported based on reports that I've been trying to find. It doesn't sound like they made an offer, but that they're going to make an offer. I think they're just trying to hear out what the other teams are offering, but they're quiet. And I can tell you, with the Yankees being quiet, they're working behind the scenes. They're trying to stay calculated. So we'll have to wait for the Yankees and the Mets and see what their offer is going to be. So again, just a guess. I'm not saying that I'm right, but I think he might make Yamamoto is probably going to make a decision by the end of the week with the bidding, with these bids coming in and what he's being offered. I would imagine he's got to make a decision by the end of the week. I think teams are trying to get this deal done before Christmas, which you can't blame them. They don't want to go into the holiday thinking about about signing him. They want this. I would imagine they want to get this deal done, but I think between Yamamoto and his agent Joe Wolf, I think they're just trying to drag it out as much as possible, just to try to get the best deal possible. And again, it's Yamamoto's right, and we can't really tell him, hey, you need to sign right now. He's the free agent. He makes the decision. He doesn't have to listen to his fans. He's just doing what he's supposed to do, and he's playing it right by himself. So good on him. Again, he knows he's priority number one. But if you ask me, I'm ready for him to make his decision to sign. Obviously, I hope he signs with the Yankees, and that'll be a huge win. That'll be a great offseason for my team. But if you ask me, would it be a loss if they didn't sign Yamamoto? Absolutely not. The Yankees have a plan B. They'll pivot. They'll pivot to another pitcher. There are other names available, whether it's free agents or through a trade. So they'll figure that part out. All right. I'm ready for Yamamoto to make his decision to sign with whichever team he decides to sign with, and that way, with all the other free agents that are still available, those names will slowly start coming off the board too. And I'm looking forward to those names. I know guys like Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery. I would imagine they're waiting for Yamamoto to make his decision. So once they find out what kind of money he receives, then they will, demand what kind of money they want, because they're these guys like Snell and Montgomery are great pitchers. Snell's won the Cy Young a couple of times, and he's proven to be a good pitcher, or a great pitcher, should I say. Jordan Montgomery, just won a World Series with the Texas Rangers. He showed how durable he is. So both guys are going to have the right to demand what kind of money that they should receive. That's a player's right. So, and you can't blame them for it. But here we are again. We're waiting. We'll see what happens. But that's all I got for now. If any other moves come out, I will let you know. I know we're all waiting, but we just have to be patient. I know it's a little hard, but that's just part of the off-season madness. So we'll see what happens. And again, other news comes out, I'll let you know. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, share this out. Tell me in the comments what you think. I would love to hear your opinions. And I will see you all later.